Hi, this is Kathy. Welcome to my pharmacy interview channel. So you have a pharmacy degree in another country and you want to become a pharmacist in the United States. That's awesome. I'm assuming you applied and you're wondering what you can do to help prepare for your interview. So interviewing as an international student is going to be a little different than a traditional pharmacy student. Why and how do you stand out? Stay tuned because that's what we're going to be covering in this video. Interviewing as an international student is going to be different than a traditional pharmacy student. Why? The reason is because we are expecting you to have a deeper pharmacology knowledge and pharmacy experience. So we are expecting you to 1, talk like a pharmacist, 2, talk about your interventions as a pharmacist, 3, talk about your experiences in helping other people in the pharmacy. As opposed to a traditional applicant who probably only has volunteer experience or maybe worked as a cashier, and on rare occasions, possibly working as a pharmacy technician. So here are 5 tips to help you with your interview. As an interviewer, we understand that you are from a different country, that English is not your native language, and that you will have an accent. That is okay. Your accent will not affect how we assess you as an applicant. What we do care about is how well you communicate in English and how good is your listening comprehension. So that leads to tip number 1, answer the question. So for example, if we ask you, why do you want to be a pharmacist in the United States? This is coming from a place where we understand that you had a choice to change your career entirely when you moved to the States. So we really want to know why you still choose this career path in the States, because we know that pharmacy in the United States is going to be different from pharmacy in your country. So you can't really say, oh, I was a pharmacist in my previous, in the country I was before, and that's why I want to be a pharmacist here. It's going to be completely different. And we know that you have a choice, and so we really want to know why you still choose to be a pharmacist. Not because it's easier, not because you already know the knowledge. We really want to know your passion for pharmacy, and that's what you want to say in your interview. You want to talk about your passions for pharmacy and your experiences here in the United States that help shape your decision to continue this career choice. And which leads me to my next tip, tip number 2, get pharmacy experience in the United States. Pharmacy is going to be very different in the United States. So we really want to know what has shaped your decision to continue to be a pharmacist in the States, because you might be in for a surprise. It is really important for you to volunteer to work in a pharmacy and to have experience in the pharmacy, and you can use those experiences and bring them into your interview. We want to know why you want to be a pharmacist, and being able to take those experiences that you've experienced and talking about them at your interview will really, really help you out. Tip number 3, maintain eye contact with all of your interviewers. Some interviews are done with more than one interviewer. Typically, there's 2 or 3 that you're going to have to talk to all at once. So what you do is you want to maintain eye contact with each and every one of them. So for example, if interviewer 1 asks you one question, don't just answer to that person. Answer the question while speaking and maintaining eye contact with each interviewer. So spend 50% of your time at the interviewer that asked you the question, and then spend another 50% of the time looking at the other interviewer. That way you're speaking to both of them at the same time. You'll leave a better impression with your interviewers if you maintain good eye contact throughout the entire interview. Tip number 4, describe your thought process. Remember, the whole point of the interview is so that we can get to know you. Remember that we have your personal statement on file, your GPA, and we have read your recommendations. And right now at the interview, they just want to get to know you and how you think. So how they do that is by asking you situational questions. So for example, as a pharmacist, you will be working with a team of doctors, nurses, other pharmacists, pharmacy students, technicians. What do you do when you have somebody on your team that is very negative and constantly complains about everything? What do you do and how would you approach this person? So a bad answer would be, which I actually commonly hear, is they say, oh, I will confront the person, talk to the person, and tell them to be more positive. So are you gonna go up to this person and say, hey, you're negative, lighten up? So a good way to answer this type of question is to talk about your thought process. So for example, you could say, I don't think people will change, and it's very important to focus on that person's positives. So I'm going to focus on their positives and try to amplify their good points, because you can't really change a person how they think. You can only redirect the person or amplify their good qualities. So to make your answer even better, you can start bringing in your experiences in the pharmacy and how you approached a negative person in the pharmacy, because that actually happens a lot. So tip number 5, practice your interview. Because English is not your first language, it is very important for you to practice what you are going to say at your interview. You already know the types of questions that will be asked. Why you want to be a pharmacist, situational questions, how you handle a difficult situation, how do you handle negative people. So prepare your answers, practice your answers, practice going over words that you normally stumble over. Like Benjamin Franklin said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. If this video helped you, click like and subscribe and share with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out my website and my other videos for more tips. Thank you very much.